It's your boy, Football Talk. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. The most overpowered defense in college football 26. Now, the reason why I'm reacting to this one from Eric Rayweather, just want to point that out, is because I'm not a defensive guy, okay? I'm solid at defense. I'm not the worst, but I'm damn sure not the best. So videos like this, I normally would not watch. Like last year, I don't think I watched like defense and stuff like that. I maybe watched maybe like one or two, but like not defensive only topics with college football 25. But this year, I want to get good. Like I want to be like one of those where even I already know my offensive game is really good, right? I want my defensive game to be as good as well, so it can be a perfect balance. So yeah, that's why I'm reacting to this. Hopefully you guys learn something with me on this one. Yeah, and without further ado though, let's jump right into this. Let's go.
If you're struggling on defense in college football 26, have no fear. I'm here to show you a simple but effective way you can play defense to get stops. Now we're going to be looking at the nickel double mug formation. You can have a regular double mug or the 3-3 double mug. Pretty much every playbook should have some form of nickel double mug. They'll all work the same. Now before we get started, we've got to talk about coaching adjustments because this is how you prevent stupid stuff from beating you out of any defense. So to pull this up, you press the right analog stick in. You want to make sure your auto flip defense.
I've never actually adjusted the coaching things.
And these are the most important ones. Option read key has to be conservative. That stops read options. Option pitch key needs to be aggressive. That stops them from being able to easily pitch out to the running back with speed options.
Okay, so with the option read key, the reason why conservative with the AI works so good is the way the AI is set up. If you tell it, hey, I want you to be aggressive on this side of the ball, it's gonna do it. It's no guessing. It's no maybe it will work. No, if you tell the AI to be aggressive, they're gonna be aggressive. Now, if you play around and you kind of like be like, I kind of want you to be aggressive on this play, but not, the AI is gonna be like, it's gonna look at you like, are you sure? Like you don't want to be, because it's 3rd and 1. And they're a running team. They're set up in a running formation. Now, they could fake it, but they haven't. And they haven't done it all year. Not just this game, but they haven't done it all year. So, alright, I won't be aggressive. And then next thing you know, it's a big run up the middle, and you're sitting there like, why did my defense not, like, what? I blitz everybody and everything. No, you have to be aggressive on the pitches, okay? Not just, on the runs, excuse me. You got to be aggressive. So just want to let you guys know about that.
RPO read key needs to be conservative because this also stops read option elements of RPO plays. And RPO pass key needs to be conservative because this helps defend the bubble screens and the quick flat throws on RPO plays. Now we're going to talk about blitzing and we're going to talk about coverages. We're going to talk about how to play sound defense that's going to make it harder on your opponent. The first thing you're going to want to do is make them work. Yes, mid blitz is still really good this year and we're going to touch on different ways you could use mid blitz. But first, before you just think about blitzing every play, you want to know about how to play the good coverages that can make your opponent have to work down the field, because sometimes this is all you need. So we're going to start with Tampa 2. Now, Tampa 2 is probably the best overall zone.
I was about to say Tampa 2. I've heard so many good things about Tampa 2.
And this is what I would suggest running kind of as your base defense. Now, the one thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up your defensive line stunt. That's really the only thing you have to set up with this play. It's better to do it on field than at the play call screen, because at the play call screen, it's a little bugged right now, but that should get fixed soon. However, on the field, you can set this up by going left on the D-pad, selecting the RB or R1 button, and then you want to scroll. Usually, it's going to be one click to the left. You want to use the Texas 4-man. A lot of people are using this right now because
Texas 4-man.
It's very aggressive inside, and sometimes it causes quick block sheds, and it's good if people are going to try to run the ball.
And it messes with the offensive line as well. Any stunts messes with the offensive line.
Inside. Now, with a Tampa 2 coverage, the biggest weakness is going to be, honestly, quick shots to the flats. or trying to fit a pass in between the cornerback and the safety on the sideline, which you have to be a pretty good player to fit that pass in. So with this coverage, what you're trying to do is you're trying to make them take quick dump downs to the flats, and look how quick we got pressure in there. That is what this D-line stunt can do for you. It's not going to be that quick every single play, but if you could get that to happen even once every few plays, you're going to put your opponents behind the chains, and that's going to make it easier for you to get stops because then they're going to start pressing. But what I like about this defense is if they're not patient and take the easy checkdowns, they are going
which a lot of people aren't.
where you could pick the ball off, or they're going to be holding the ball too long and taking sacks. So really what you have to do is you have to check it down to the flats and try to get those 5 yards, which is fine. If someone is going to play that way, that is perfectly fine. That's how we want them to play. If they're going to take 5 yards of play down the field just like this, that is perfectly fine with us. That's what we want them to do. We want them to have to be patient. But most people are not patient, and they want to force the deeper passes. And if they start doing that, that's when we are here to make plays on the ball.
I don't know if you probably didn't hear that, but Eric Rayweather said you have to be patient. From comments that I have read on my own TikTok and other accounts, if you want to win and not waste your money on fixing your controller, your TV, your gaming setup, whatever you're playing college football on, you have to be patient sometimes. I've said this before, not every play is going to be a big one, and that's okay. I'd rather get a first down and be in striking distance rather than throw a long pass and it get picked off. Cause guess what? One of them, I don't have the ball no more. I don't have control of the clock. The other one, I have control of the clock. I have everything that I need to succeed. But for people out there that just want to go deep ball crazy, do your thing. But if you want to win these games and not lash out or go crazy or become a YN, be patient. It's gonna come to you. I promise. I promise it's gonna come to you. And this is not just, I'm not even just talking about college football. I'm talking about life in general, guys. Our patience is like this. Like, it's okay. Things take time. It's gonna work out. I promise you.
Really quickly, if you're getting value out of this video, all that I would ask is that you subscribe and turn the bell icon on. That way you stay up to date with all the best college football 26 tips all year long, and you can always unsubscribe at any time if you get tired of the videos. Now, if we're playing someone and they are taking the quick flats and they are being patient, if we want to bait them, what we can do is we can shade our defense down, which I don't love doing too much out of a cover 2 because it does leave you very vulnerable down the sidelines if you're playing a smart player. But if someone is just getting used to quickly throwing flats and not really thinking about it, you can always shade your coverage down by pressing Y or triangle and then down on the right stick. That's going to turn your cloud flats into hard flats. Now, if we try to throw it quickly to the flat, what you'll see is the defender is there
Look at
to
that.
make a play on the ball.
On it, lockdown.
Look at is cover 3 sky. Another great coverage this year. And again, we're going to set up that same D-line stunt, the Texas 4-man, because it's going to be really aggressive to the inside. Now, with my cover 3, pretty much every time I do want to shade down, which is Y or triangle down on the right stick. So what I love about both of these is both of them are going to make our opponents have to be really mindful of what they're doing. And these are also easy to set up no matter who you are, what skill level. All you got to do is set up the D-line stunt and then at most shade your defense. So that's pretty easy to do. And once they fix the issue with the D-line stunts working at the play call screen, you'll be able to set this up even quicker because you can call the stunt before you even come on the field. Now with this coverage, we're kind of doing a little bit of the opposite of what we were doing with the cover 2. This, we are intentionally taking away quick flats, drags. We don't want to give up the short stuff. This, we're trying to make them hold the ball a little bit longer and try to hit the intermediate area of the field over the middle. Trying to
basically testing the player's patience.
So we're dropping over the middle.
Look at this right here.
Trying to take away these intermediate routes. So cover 2, we want them to take the flats unless we occasionally shade down to try to trick them. With cover 3, we want them to take the intermediate or try to take a deep shot where we have coverage back there with our user but if we do trick them into just making the blind throws to the flats or drags, we have that taken away. Really quickly, I do want to mention that I do offer a membership where I post all of my ebooks and my highest level offensive and defensive strategies. I've posted multiple defensive guides and an offensive ebook already, along with other tips. You can get a free trial for a week and check it out at no cost to you. Link is in the pinned comment below. And then if they try to run the ball, the good thing about this is because of this stunt, it's going to be hard to run the ball inside. You're going to get...
Damn, so you can't even run on this like that.
Run it again. Set up our stunt here. Could also walk this safety down a little bit if you just want him to be a little closer to the action to help out. But it's going to be hard to run an inside zone on this because you have these guys stunning inside. To run the ball on these types of defenses, you really have to try to take it hard to the outside. And this
I was just about to say, you'll probably have to bounce it.
Receivers hold the blocks. So that is something to be mindful.
Remember, do not run full speed as soon as you get the ball, running backs.
In the Tampa 2 a little bit more, simply because with the Tampa 2, we have those cloud flats on the outside and they're in run fit. So that kind of makes it to where, you know, it's a little bit harder sometimes because they can get off the block a little bit quicker.
No matter what you do, you locked up.
As some might call it mid blitz. Now mid blitz is a good blitz simply because it's a cover zero blitz, which means if you do not
They sending the hounds.
block any extra guys,
look at this.
Instant pressure off the edge.
My goodness.
It's 6 rushers versus 5 blockers. That means you have an extra guy that can.
And then sometimes,
because we're playing coverage,
if a D lineman wins, it's 7 against 4.
We're not ready for this because we haven't run it yet. And that's where you catch him off guard in a big situation, like a 3rd and long. However, there are ways we can make this defense better because, okay, if you just simply block a running back, a lot of times you will pick this up and you'll have
facts.
Deliver a pass. So
but a lot of people don't know that they don't want to use a running back as a blocker.
But when you're blitzing, you have to be okay with getting beat sometimes. That's the risk reward of blitzing. That's why I like to preach to play the coverage before blitzing because you don't want them to just know that you're going to mindlessly blitz every play unless you're playing someone that just simply can't stop the blitz. Now, of course, we can walk our safety down. That's always going to be kind of a little bit of a glitchy method to try to confuse the O-line. Now, when I run mid-blitz, I actually like to pinch the D-line, which is left on the D-pad, down on the left stick. And then I want to crash them down, which is left on the D-pad, down on the right stick. So this sometimes can help them still come free even if they block a running back. And then what you want to do, they're going to block the running back here, and you want to kind of stand over the running back that you're manned up on. And there are mechanics this year where they can choose to ignore you as a user defender so the O-line doesn't get tricked out as easy. But the average person, it just simply isn't going to do that. So this can still be a useful tactic. You want to stand over here for a minute and then get back into coverage. And if nothing else, block shed because you have 6 guys rushing. Pinch D line,
oh damn,
down and then stand over the running back. The fact
see, but I don't play like the safety. I'm always on the D line,
especially when they're all just bull rushing straight down. So you can still get a guy
look at this
free, or you get quick block sheds like that, in which case your opponent needs to make the right read immediately. So for example, this zig route is typically going to be a good man beating option, but I have to read it immediately. If I hold it too long,
you sure do. Look at that.
The man defender can make a play on it. Now, how we take this a step further is we don't always have to send everybody on the split. So we can take this linebacker here on the right and we can drop him into a hard flat. Now, what's going to happen here is if we've blitzed them a couple times and we're noticing they're blocking the running back, we're doing kind of a man-zone mix here. So we can still, you know, trying to get in this gap and see if we can still get a guy to shake free quickly. In game, a lot of times, you'll still get a guy to come free, even only rushing 5 versus a block running back, because sometimes the O-line just gets confused. But by doing this, now if they try to just spam throw this route, I mean, you can see we had guys coming in free. But let's run that again.
I ain't gonna lie to you, one of the most underrated things is the bat down.
He is going to be in position to stop.
Ooh, almost off sides right there, buddy.
This is how you play cat and mouse with people, because now they're like, okay, I'm going to block a running back. I'm going to hit the quick zig because I know that they're probably blitzing here. Well, that hard flat
look at that
out there. I mean, look where he's at. He's there to make a play on that ball potentially or stop it for minimal yards. And as you could see here, even in that situation, the pressure was starting to come free. The guys were block shedding up the middle. And basically the only thing that was open, you could see for a brief second, was that zig, and we had a man sitting over top of him. Now, another thing you can do out of this blitz, always pinch and crash, but another thing you can do is you could put both of these linebackers in the hard flats. Now, this is what a lot of players are doing right now because it just gives you a man-zone hybrid, which can be pretty cool. Because
I ain't gonna lie to you. Somebody play this against me.
And blitz, you know, they're not expecting anybody.
We gonna have a personal talk.
These hard flats will get in that perfect area of the field to stop a drag route, stop a zig route, stop a running back flat. So in this example here, the running back.
So what will you do to combat this on offense?
The linebacker on the left can get out there, and then what I can do is I can just drop into coverage over the middle. So now it's like we have.
Oh my God.
It's essentially like we have 3 zones. We have the 2 hard flats, and then I'm going to act as kind of like a yellow mid-read zone over the middle. And now, you know, no one's expecting this. And then by the time they
look at this
idea of what's going on, we're getting
everybody is locked up.
Cover 2 and cover 3 is your base defense to try to force them into making the right reads. You want to occasionally switch up to the blitz, and then you also want to use the blitz with the hybrid coverage behind it just to trick your opponents. Now, one last thing I want to talk about is defending plays like the RPO read Y flat or RPO bubbles, because those are things that can.
This was on his best plays.
And no matter what
look at this.
run, pretty much that's going to be open every time. This is one of the most popular plays in the game. It's good.
It's so hard to stop because you never actually know who's going to get the ball.
Using a lot of RPOs, really what you need is you need a hard flat on that side of the field, and you need him kind of lined up in a position where he's not going to get blocked. So an easy way to do this is just to use the cover 3, because all we have to do is shade down and we have the hard flats. But what you want is this guy here. You don't want him directly over this receiver because he can get blocked pretty easily if that happens. You just want to slide him in. You want him right in between both that receiver and that tight end.
Okay, so like right in the middle.
Now he is all over that. He'll either pick it or he'll just knock it for an incompletion. You just need him about right here. And then you can still set up your Texas 4-man stunts. So, if they try to run it, the run's taken care of, as you can see, but they cannot throw this now. Now, if you're in the Tampa 2 and you're worried about that RPO bubble or flat, the cloud flat on the outside is not going to get that done. He's going to drop too far back and get blocked. So you're going to have to take this slot guy again, move him in, and then you're going to have to manually put him into a hard flat. Now, that's going to leave a little bit of this seam area open, but that's cat and mouse. In that case, what you need to do is get on this linebacker, and then, post snap, you want to drift out here yourself to cover that. But if they're just snap spamming, these RPOs, again, this should do a good job at getting out there and stopping that.
Now, one thing about that, if you saw, one moment, let me, right here.
RPOs, again.
You saw, because of how far he backing up, if he wanted to run this ball right here, bam, da-da-da-da-da, boom, and then just take off.
And, this should do a good job at getting out there and stopping that. And same thing, if you want to run mid-blitz, it's the same thing. If you're worried about RPOs, you have to have this guy in a hard flat. Now, again, that's a guy that's unaccounted for, manned up, but you're hoping between the blitz and the fact that if they're just spamming, this type of RPO, you'll have them pretty much covered. I mean, he just got completely cooked there by the CPU, but you get what I'm
sure
saying.
did.
You need to have that guy in a hard flat to stop RPOs. Now that you know how to play defense, you're halfway there.
Well, damn. So it's basically one defense, but you can expand it. Well, 2 defenses, but you can expand it so much. I did not know any of that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch some of this when I do actually play the game, because it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. I do play against the CPU mostly. I'm not an online player, I'm an offline player, so just want to let you guys know that. But hopefully you guys did learn something, because I learned a lot. So yeah, hopefully my defense will be better this year. We shall see though. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Love you guys, and see you guys in the next one.